Good Friday night, everybody. PCS Laundry Live. Welcome to the weekend and welcome to Friday night. Another edition of our little thing here. 60 minutes of live talk on whatever you've got. I'm really pissed tonight. And it sucks because I was having a great day and something happened in the last hour and a half that really pisses me off. And we're going to get to that right off the top as soon as I get settled. And we're going to get it out of the way. And I hope that everybody just makes me feel better, because you usually do. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. But we'll get to that in a minute. Thank you, as always, everybody, for your continuing support of Planet Common Sense on Facebook. Nothing but love. You guys are just killing it. We're growing like crazy, which is probably a big factor in the reason that I'm pissed off right now. But like I said, we'll get to that in a minute. But thank you one and all for sharing and telling your friends and getting people in on this journey with us. We had huge growth this week. Added well over, I think almost 500 people in the last 10 days. Like, shit's just exploding all of a sudden. You know, it's not like a million, but I'm not Ben Shapiro yet. I'm not Milo yet. But every little bit helps, and it's just totally stoking the fires and making me want to keep on going and just fueling me. So thank you one and all. New people, if you're checking in, we'll go into a quick explanation later on, I guess, if we need to. But thank you for being here. I do not see all the comments. I say this every week because it's important. I don't want you to feel neglected. Excuse me. So I do not see all your comments as they come up, because they come quickly, and some of them don't come at all because it's Facebook. And you know, well, let's hold off on that. But if you jump in, please let me know you're new. Tell us your name. Say hi. Tell us where you're from if you want. And if I don't answer you live during the show, go back in the morning when I'm on a sit-down computer, and I'll readdress everything, answer all your questions, and say hello to everybody. But if you're new, thank you for being here and checking us out and giving us a try. I hope you like the show. And we're approaching my little spot here where I like to settle in. Certainly no lack of stuff to talk about, as usual. And you guys bring what you want as soon as I sit down and start having a look at the scroll. I don't know if I'm going to sit down for the first couple of minutes, because I don't know if I mentioned this, but I'm really pissed. We got some wind tonight, which can be a pain in the ass. It's otherwise a beautiful night out. Nice temps, not a cloud in the sky, which is, again, pretty uncharacteristic for a PCS Laundry Live broadcast. But hey, we'll take what we can get, right? Alright, so I'm sitting. I'm just going to dive right into this. You know, it's a very annoying fucking thing. And okay, so I told you a couple of days ago about how we were losing one of our staffers, Mr. Trois Gobelin, to factors I really didn't go into too deeply, but I'm going to go into them a little more deeply today, because they're going to, well, I don't know what they're going to do. But what happened is that suddenly I'm getting notices from our hosts telling me that because we have potential, you know what, let me do it in a Facebook voice, so it really, you understand it more from my point of view. So I'm going to do this in a Facebook. The message they sent me basically says, "Hi, it's Facebook. We're just calling to let you know that because, you know, you have a lot of potential for reach, and we're kind of scared of you because we don't like the things you say, so we want to keep on a real tight eye on you. We need you to tell us who you are and where you are, and show us your driver's license, and basically you get the idea in the Facebook voice. That's the message I'm getting from Facebook right now. And that was the message that Trois Gobelin, I don't know how to even pronounce that name. I really never said it out loud that much, but it's Trois Gobelin. You get it, right? Okay. So, which was fine. he was a throwaway, and that's all good, and it doesn't matter. So that in and of itself wasn't a problem. However, we got another one today, and it was on a different one of our staffers. That's a little more high profile. Not the king of the hill himself, me, but we got it on another one. So it looks like they're coming after me that way, as far as identifying myself, which I'm really not inclined to do. And I don't know what I'm going to do about it. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to start out right front. If it comes down to it, and that's what I have to do to keep this thing going, then I'll do it. Okay, I'll sell myself out, and I'll give them the information they want if I have to if I have to do that to keep the page rolling. So I'm just really pissed because you know what? You don't need to know that shit. It's none of your damn business. You don't need to know where I am. I'm in White Plains. Look, I'm sitting right in front of this courthouse here. You want me? Come and get me. Here I am. You don't need to know this stuff. You don't need to know. We're just talking. We're not bothering anybody, you pricks. So why you gotta fuck with me? Why can't you just leave us alone? We're just having some fun and blowing off some steam and talking. We're not hurting nobody. So that's the situation. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do about it yet. I'm not rushing to do anything about it. I want to give it a few days, and to be perfectly honest with you, I want to break it down and look at it from a few different angles, and ideally come up with the thing that I can, come up with that alleviates the situation and annoys them as much as possible. That's the goal. Works out that way or not, we'll see how it goes. But I just want to let you know what's up. This is my, my weekly FB bitch. But this is a legit one. Like, this is not being a whiny little twat about it. This is like, I'm really upset about this. And anyway, just let me know what you're thinking on that. If I'm overreacting, anybody who has any experience with that, you tell me. Should I give myself up and give them the information they're looking for, or should I just try and do an end around like I always do? And any guidance on that, share it with me, and we'll see how it goes. And like I said, I'm not going to go crazy on this. I wanted to get it out of the way first. I feel a little better already. Zippo Flick, courtesy of Betsy Dotson. Thank you, Betsy. Love you. But yeah, so that's the situation, and I'm done with that. I've purged myself of the frustration temporarily and the anger temporarily. It'll come back when I think about it again and when I start addressing it. But, pipe in with any thoughts you have on that and let me know. Anybody who knows anything about it, if anybody's here from Political Pylon or any of the other pages, Damn Right, or any of the other pages we interact with, if you have any experience with that, if you got a minute, drop me a message and let me know what you think of it. Political Pylon, I also want to apologize to you once again for the incident we had during the week. I'm not even going to go into it. You know what I'm talking about. It was just, it's just one of those things. And it's all good. Anybody out there who wants to check out another page of like-minded people, puts up some killer content, go check out Political Pylon. They're a great page, and we've done some cool stuff back and forth with each other. So, all right, let's get a little scrollage in. Another new word. I'm going to roll back some, see who's here. We got 32 people in so far. Calista Ramirez, Mona Eves, Dina Van Buskirk Kane, Deborah Patera here every single week, just about as always. Chris Zamora, looks like a new name on PCS Laundry Live, although I've seen you on the boards. James Shropshire, same thing there. Carrie Dole, looks like we got a few new people joining us tonight, which is always cool. Okay, Susan Levy or Levy, let me know on that. Did you see AOC's tornado video? Casual tornado crisis. You know what? I just don't. I just don't go out of my way to see her anymore. I don't need to. Like, all I need to do, if I wake up in the morning and I feel like doing, and you guys are making me say AOC, and I said I wasn't going to do that because, like, I didn't want to legitimize her. But the name is just too fucking ponderous, and I'm not going to say the name. So I'm going to go, just for future reference, it's going to be AOCM for Alexandria Ocasio Circus Monkey. So, if that works for you, cool. You want to adopt it. Not a lot of people are going to get it. You guys will because you're insiders and you know what I'm talking about. So she's AOCM. Back to the question. Did you see AOCM's tornado video, casual tornado crisis? No, I didn't. This is like I was starting to say. If I need to make fun of her, I could just turn on Facebook and just type in her name and something will come up that I can make fun of her for, because everything she says is stupid. So it's not a hard, I don't have to go look at everything she says and wait for stuff to come. I can just cherry pick it. She said 5 other stupid things today. She'll say 9 other stupid things tomorrow. So no, I didn't see it, and I'm not like blowing it off. Like, tell me about it, and post it in the comments what that was all about. But no, I didn't see that. I get enough of her. I don't have to see her. I don't have to go looking for her. But Stuart Spar, hello from Tornado Alley. You guys are getting slammed out there. Somebody was telling me something about that at work today, and I hadn't really paid too much attention to it. And tornadoes are freaky, man. Like tornadoes are just fucked up. I've never seen one myself. We get them here once in a while in New York. But it's like, it's big news when we get one. It's not like, people out in the Midwest where like it's all flat and stuff. Like, we got little bitty mountains, but they're enough to bust up the tornadoes, I guess. So we don't get that a lot. So I hope you're okay. Surat, let me know. Obviously, you're watching PCS Laundry Live, so things can't be too critical unless you're down in the basement cowering with some water and beef jerky and your phone, which, hey, that's cool too. If we can get you through an hour of that, awesome. Deborah Patera, it's so green there. Just starting here. Yeah. You know what? I think like all the trees have just been sitting around. Like, what the fuck, man? It's May. It's like almost June. What's going on? Now we finally got a couple of nice days and everything's just blowing up. So finally catching some good weather, no rain and all. Joe Yee is in the house. Bessie Dotson, I am on time. Yay. Yeah, but I was late again. We keep playing that silly game. Sandy Durant. Love you, Glenn. Welcome to PCS Laundry Live. Jim Ludgate. Nice to see that sunshine. I don't know if like a bunch of you are like just talking all of a sudden that never talked before, but a lot of the names aren't looking that familiar. So awesome. Like if you're just checking in for the first time, or if you're just, jumping into the conversation for the first time, awesome. Cool on you. Thank you for doing that. That's amazing. Rini Balanis made it, not sober, but I'm here. Are you at the baseball game? Or is you drinking that cheap, like watery, like baseball game beer? I don't know. It's like, I haven't been to a baseball game in like 15 years. So is it still like that crappy beer that costs like $15 for a cup? But Rini, I'm glad you're here. I love you, sweetheart. Rini repping the Trumplicans. Deborah Patera, wind is not an issue for us right now. Can't hear. All right, yeah, it's not that bad. It was wicked this morning. It was like freaking El Nino this morning or some shit this morning. I came out of the house. But I think it was blowing a storm away. And it's still a little breezy. And I know that wreaks havoc on the microphone. And I talk so fast and all that. I'm working on that too. So, but yeah, thanks for letting me know. Anything technical that comes up bad and you're having a problem, Richie Page, make sure you got the volume turned up this week. But yeah, let me know anything going on with that. Greg Johnson, hello, PCS. Joe Yee, don't give them any info. Yeah, I'm really inclined to not. I don't know what I'm going to do. I mean, every fiber of my being is telling me, just don't give these people anything. Just don't. But I got to keep the show alive. And I don't know if that's what I have to do. I guess that's what I'm going to have to do. I'm really pissed. Don't give them any info. I don't want to, but we'll see how that plays out. Carol Bush, hey, PCS, I'm here going to read what everyone has to say. Keep up on the news. Carol, you are the world heavyweight champion of liking everything I post. It's uncanny. You don't miss anything. And I love you so much for that, and I appreciate it. And again, everybody who's out there sharing stuff and sharing the memes and telling people about it, everybody from the groups, you're making it work, you're making it happen, and you're making it pop. So thank you all very much for that. Carol, glad you're here with us. Deborah Patera saying hi to Carol. Greg Johnson, we need to know where you are so we can send our pajama boys to stare at you and whisper behind their pale, clammy hands about you while enuresis dampens their ardor. All right, using some like 5-point Scrabble words with me there. I'm gonna have to look them up later because I don't know some of those words, but it doesn't sound like it was a good thing. But that's all right, man, because I roll with it, and whoever shows up, shows up. Actually, don't send anybody over here. Don't come and sneak up on me when I'm doing the show, because that'll just fuck everything up and screw up my rhythm. And don't. I mean, if you send in pajama boys, that'll be kind of funny. But whatever you got to do, man. Hey, we'll make a party out of it either way. So we'll see what happens. Deborah Patera, short of shooting up a school, overreaction is relative. Don't know what the context of that is, so I'm not touching that one. Bill Graham, if we we're talking about men sitting to piss, they are good with that. Silicon Valley has us by the balls. They do that. I'm not sure about what the first part meant, but they definitely do, and that's something we've been talking about for a while now. Betty Hernandez is in the house. My love from Texas. Mary S. Joyner is here. Donna Levesque. Bill Graham, she's out of her mind. The circus monkey. She's ridiculous. We're just stuff like that. We're just gonna get into the same thing talking about her. We didn't talk about her that much last week. We're on to a bunch of other shit. But, I mean, it's just crazy, man. It's just, what do you say? Listen, I'm building an empire on it. I'm like a meme. She's a meme factory. She's like the meme fucking gold mine. Between her and Nancy, which we're, oh boy. It just makes my job easier. So just keep on being dumb. I might even vote for her just to keep her in office, so I'll get another 2 years of this. Or I might run against her, which a lot of you people are talking about doing. If anybody wants to fund that, I'd be a little more open to the discussion, but it does cost money to run an election, even a stupid one like the 14th Congressional District in New York. But hey, look, if anybody wants to see if we can come up with maybe $100,000, you know what? Anything's possible, I suppose, so. Going on, Aurora Tracy said, whoa, something bad's happened. Here we go. Hi, Glenn. Okay, Dawn, Brian Bailey. A newcomer, I'm taking it, unless you've just been lurking and listening all along. Welcome. Glad you're here. And let us know whether you're Dawn or Brian or both or don't. That's up to you. Deborah Patera, AOC is such a lame brain. Why do you guys want to talk about the circus monkey? Enough with her already, that big dummy. What did she do now? She did something about the tornado, and she was talking some shit about, I don't know. And she's talking about impeachment. Like, you know what? Spell impeachment. Right off the top of your head, without looking it up. Spell impeachment. Right, exactly. I didn't think you could. Bill Graham, 2020, her party will take her out. They can't stand her. It's you know what? It's looking that way, but it seems to me that it's a rigged thing. They got her in there that way. They'll keep her in there that way. Like what people say and the people on the street say doesn't mean much. Who knows? Like, look, it's a no-lose situation. She doesn't matter. She's irrelevant. They're not paying attention to her in the real business of Congress. I please let them not be. I don't think they are. They could be. I think they're more just like, think of her like a kid who's just acting up, so they're gonna like put her in like, special classes and like, or like doing the old days, just like send her to a nurse's office or something and put her in a room till she calms down. Not that I have any personal experience with that, but I don't know, man. I don't want to talk about it. If you guys keep wanting to talk about it, then fine, we'll do it. But I don't know. I don't want to talk about her. Pinky Williams, hello from Indy, home of the tornadoes and race cars. Carrie Dodge, she probably thinks we can land on the sun as long as we go at night. That's a good one. Bill Graham, to 37 days straight rain. Our feathers are wet. We had something like 26 Fridays in a row where it rained here. That sucks balls. So, we got a lot of people checking in. Did you spit your drink out? Responded to Betsy Dodson. Todd. We got a lot of people. Brett Harris, everyone be safe over the holiday weekend. Yeah, I got a day off. Well, I had a day off on Monday, but now they decided to open for half a day, so which I'm fine with because I don't like losing a whole day's pay. Who does? But Greg Johnson, enoresis equals bedwetting. All right, well, thanks for getting me up to speed on that. That's not a word that I think I'm going to need in the PCS lexicon. Well, who knows? You look at some of these guys that are running for the Democratic nomination in the Hunger Games, and it looked like there might be a couple of bedwetters in there. Betty might have been a bedwetter when he was a kid. What's the other guy? Petey Pollywog, the mayor. He might have been a bedwetter, but who knows? You know what? It doesn't keep you from being president. Deborah Patera, pale and clammy. That was Nadler today. Did anyone else see him pass out next to de Blasio? I did. Ah, that fat bitch. All right, look, I'm not going to be a douche and like be like, all right, I hope he dies or I hope he has a heart attack or whatever. But I'm not feeling sorry for the guy because he's a clown and he's a blowhard and he's a big fucking dummy and he's a seditionist looking to cover his ass and bring down our president. So I'm not feeling bad for that fat ass. I don't know why. It's just a funny thing, and I do this with a lot of people. I always have trouble calling him Jerry because I want to call him Ralph for some reason. Ralph Nadler. Like, he looks like a Ralph to me. Maybe it's like a Ralph Cramden thing. And I think I did that meme a couple of days ago with the honeymooners with him in it. But, like, I want to call him Ralph. But, like, if I do, then nobody's going to know what the hell I'm talking about. So I just got to fight it, and, you know, I'll keep calling him Jerry. But, yeah, man, you know what? Good. You had a little episode there. And that big dope next to you, de Blasio, was like, hey, you want some water? You want some water? And Nadler's like, oh, maybe a Cinnabon, that might make you feel better. But whatever, man. Like, it didn't look like he was going to die or anything, so fuck him. And, you know, maybe you ought to calm down a little bit. Maybe retirement's not the worst thing in the world, you tubby fuck. Just, whatever. And you know what? Like, don't die. I don't want him to die. Like, kind of, because they're going to blame that on Donald Trump if he does. And they're going to, like, be like, oh, Donald Trump aggravated him so much he fucking died. It wasn't like the morbid obesity or the high blood pressure or the ridiculous cholesterol. It was Trump aggravated him, and that's why he died. You know that's going to play out that way. So let's hope he hangs in there and just retires. Or maybe they'll Ruth him or something like that. Just, like, stick him in a broom closet somewhere in the Capitol building and pretend he's still out. Although he's going to be kind of tough to hide. So I don't know if that'll work out as well with him as it will with dead Ruth. But whatever. Dawn and Brian, he looked like he was having a stroke. He could barely talk. It was, you know, it did look kind of like heavy. Like, it didn't look like it was any kind of a joke. And if it was like a person who wasn't a douche, I'd have been like, wow, that sucks. But since it was a person who's a douche, fuck him. I'm still relighting the same cigarette. I'm not smoking like a chimney, guys. So just if you're worried about that, I don't want to hear about it anyway. Deborah Patera t-shirt update. 2 weeks. I'm not saying that like an announcement, but I did not get to sit down with the production with the company this week. I'm going to do that next week, and I hope to have an announcement in a week or so, and I'll let you all know. So thank you for asking. PCS t-shirts. I'm going to say figure about 2 weeks for an announcement on the t-shirts, and hopefully I'm not shut down by these pricks. Leave me alone. Stop messing with me. Who else? Chris Winery. We got Sarah Casper, another new one. Welcome to PCS Laundry Live and Planet Common Sense on Facebook. Jump right in. Thank you for being here. The way this works is, I say this every week, and I'm sorry to everybody else, but there's just so many new people coming in. This started out about 3 months ago. I was at the laundromat doing my laundry, and I basically pointed the phone at the machine and just watched my laundry swirl for like 5 minutes. And I just let it go live just to see eventually if somebody would pop in and say, what the hell are you doing? And then I started talking, and it was fun. And we just kept doing it, and now I got a show. So that's how that all worked out, Sarah. I hope you enjoy it. It's not just watching my laundry. It's, you know, it evolved into other things. But thank you for giving it a try, and absolutely jump in. We got a wonderful bunch of people here. And stay away from that Kevin Kester guy because he might have some contagious diseases. We're still waiting for him to check in. I'm kind of concerned about him, but, you know, we won't go into that until we have to because it's pretty disconcerting to talk about. But thank you for being here, Sarah. Give us a shot. Tell all your friends. D. Brewster's here. Deborah Patera, I keep trying to get you to talk about Nadler's events, but I just did for 5 minutes. Pay attention. Greg Johnson, they always had doctors on hand like they did. And that's talking to Deborah about that. Or that was Deborah talking to Greg. But yeah, we addressed all that. Sirens, Tones of Home from Carrie Dole. They're up the street, though. That's where it gets a little wiggy up there. So, Melissa Conley, another new name, I think. Thank you for joining us tonight. We need to put so many in Congress out to pasture, so to speak. The 116th U.S. Congress is the poster for term limits. That should be the ad for term limits. It's a joke. It's such a mess, and it's so non-functional. We don't even need them because they're not doing anything. We don't need Congress right now. You could shut Congress out. We bring on another government shutdown. Bring it on. Who's going to know? Let them go home. Don't pay them. But who's going to even notice? Because they're not doing shit anyway. They're coming up with something, and the other side vetoes it or shuts it down. And the other side comes up with something, and they shut it down. And it all comes down to, we want to get rid of Trump. We want to keep Trump in. And no matter what you come up with, they could come up with something where a valid, workable plan to pay every U.S. citizen in the country $100,000 a year to do absolutely nothing and free blowjobs on Tuesday night. And the other side will fucking vote it down. Just because they don't like the other side. It's insane. It's insane. We're non-functional. Our government is non-functional right now. It's an absolute disgrace. And it's a laughingstock to anybody watching us from the outside. Yes, they should shut the whole Congress down right now. You know what we'll do? We'll shut the government down. We'll let them put one of them Halloween stores in the Capitol building, like they do when they shut down a store in the mall. And fuck it, just hang up the big orange sign, Halloween Spectacular, and let them sell shit until they open the government back up. Who cares? You'd never even know. All right, I'm gonna scroll a little further. Again, I don't know. Bill Graham, wait till the unclassified comes out. The AG has it now. The party is going to get started. And that's probably the most poignant thing that happened this week was the fact that Trump jumped up and said, you know what? Enough of this shit. Enough. We're done with it. You're trying to impeach me. You have nothing to impeach me for. Nothing. And none of you is even saying it. You're saying the words. You're saying, well, we believe that because he is committed impeachable offenses. What are they? Tell me one. But, well, he has. He's definitely committed impeachable offenses. Okay. Name one. Well, we're not going to get into specifics, but he's definitely committed some impeachable offenses. Okay. Tell us one. And that's the discussion on that. It's just ridiculous. And they're all saying the same shit. None of them is going to tell you what. None of them is going to tell you why. It's their Christmas wish list that he would commit an impeachable offense. There's nothing there. Stop it. And you know what? It looks like he put his foot down on this one. And I'm hoping that he did with that meeting and walking out of the meeting and saying, you know what? Fuck all y'all. We're not doing this anymore. We're going to get serious. We're going to run this thing down and we're going to start on the counterattack. And that's the feeling I got off of it. So anybody's got any more on that, definitely pipe. I mean, come on, fucking Nancy Pelosi, are you serious? Are you serious? What a mess that woman is. And she's let me ask you a question. And I just out of curiosity, okay? And just to bring you into like a world of imagination for a moment, okay? Say you're walking in a park, all right? And you come up to a bench. And there's a little old lady, a little frail old lady, sitting on that bench with a vacant stare on her face. And you get closer, and you look at her, and you hear her, and she's mumbling, impeachment, committed impeachable offenses, it needs an intervention. And you hear that from this lady. This little frail old lady sitting on a park bench. You don't know who she is. And you hear that. Are you going to look at her and say, you know what? You should be the Speaker of the House of the 116th U.S. Congress and be 2 heartbeats away from being the President of the United States. Are you going to tell that lady that? Of course you're not. You know what you're going to do? You're going to say, are you okay? Is there someone we can call to come and get you? Because you look like you're lost and you don't know where you are. Are you drunk? Are you all right? You're going to look around and see if there's a cop or something. Say, hey, there's a little frail old lady here just babbling incoherently. She probably needs some help. I think she's not okay. Or she's drunk. That's what you're going to do if you find that little old lady. And you all know who that little old lady is? The freaking Speaker of the House and 2 heartbeats away from being President of the United States of America. Nancy Pelosi. That's who that little frail, babbling, incoherent, drunken, dementia-addled old lady is. You gotta be kidding me. That's who's running the opposition. That's resist. Nancy Pelosi. Blah, 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 blah. Get me another drink. Nancy Pelosi. That's who that is. See, you got me going. You didn't even bring up the twat goblin, and you got me going. That's like the B league, the B team twat goblin got me going tonight. So maybe that's because I'm already aggravated about the other stuff, but you gotta be kidding me. This woman is just, she's got no control over anything in the government. It's just fucking mayhem. It's like watching a one-legged man in an ass-kicking contest, where every time he tries to kick somebody in the ass, he falls over. That's what Nancy Pelosi's like, trying to keep this cast of absolute goons under some semblance of control, and you just gotta be kidding. We can't have this. It's so bad for the country to have this situation in place. Alright. I'm going back to the scroll. Guys, come up with some happier shit, man. You're going to kill me. I'm going to be Ralph Nadler. Ralph. I called him Ralph. Listen, see how naturally that came out? I can't call him Jerry. I'm going to be Jerry Nadler here. I'm going to turn pale and ask Bill Dummy Blasio for a glass of water in a minute. Bill Graham said, I say the tables have turned. I know, I lost control here for a little bit. Greg Johnson, Ruth Bader Ginsburg is floating in brine. That's great. Brine and oxygenated fluid so they can keep Ralphie the Nadler viable for at least another 8 months. Good one. Mary Gunny's here. You're late, but I'm glad you're here. Love ya. Carol, things I don't see anymore. VCRs, Blockbuster, and Ruth Ginsburg. Yeah. You know, I don't know, man. I'm starting to wonder if maybe she's not dead. I don't know, man. It's been 5 months, right? Just December. Nobody's seen her since December. And the thing about it is, and the thing that they're going to defend that is, well, you don't see John Roberts all the time. You don't see this guy all the time. That's not what Supreme Court justices do. They don't do public appearances. This is different, though. Because she's dead or sick or something, and you're hiding her. It's not like, I don't care. Like, I don't need to see John Roberts. Because I'm not questioning whether he's fucking alive or not. I'm pretty sure he's alive. You know, I'm pretty sure Neil Gorsuch is alive. I'm pretty sure Kavanaugh's alive. So it's okay that they're not high profile. Ruthie, I need to see a little proof of life. I just, you know, it'll make everybody feel better. Because you got half the country thinks she's either dead or incapacitated or just in a closet or you know, on life support somewhere. And who's casting her votes, man? You almost want to look at it too, like, and I know how crazy this is going to sound to say something like this in light of everything that's going on. But is the left that fucked up? Like that they go that deep and commit such grievous, treasonous federal offenses as pretending a Supreme Court justice is living when they are, in fact, at room temperature and casting votes on their behalf when they're dead? That's some heavy stuff, man. Can you even imagine that if like government entities are doing that? That's the darkest shit you can think of. I mean, I get it. Hillary email crimes, that's crazy. Spying on Trump, which is just blowing up and is gonna blow up. That's crazy. This is right up there with that, man. If that's what they're doing, if they're hiding Ruthie and voting on her behalf and keeping it hidden, that's just horrific. That's like one of the worst things I've ever heard in my life. So, I don't know. Dawn Brian Bailey, this is the first time I have caught this live. Everyone here is hilarious. Great group of people. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you being here, and they are a great group. Kevin Kester, we were just talking about you. Long day at the clinic. I bet there was. Everything going all right? Everything still attached? You know, no surgeries or anything, or no... We're going to put you on some antibiotics to get all that Kamala cooties off of you. Let us know how that's all working out for you, bro. I hope everything's good. And thanks for checking in. Let me just do a time check because I completely lost track of time with my going off on everything. I'm just real aggravated tonight. I'm really like on edge. I drank some coffee just before I started too, so that's not helping either. Starbucks good. Yo, who didn't watch that Joey Diaz clip? Because that's some funny shit. Nothing to do with anything but the Brazilian Bold. That's what ISIS drinks. Brazilian Bold from 7-Eleven. Fuck Starbucks. Fuck everybody. Joey Diaz is a funny dude. Dawn Bailey. Glenn, what town are you in? I used to live in Saratoga Springs, New York. Dawn. I am in White Plains, New York, down in southern Westchester County. We're just outside the Bronx, just outside New York City. I know some people from Saratoga Springs, but it would be pretty recent, and they would be kids that were on the track team. I'm a track geek, track and field geek. My son was a runner, and I competed when I was a kid, so I know a few people through that. If you've been up there recently, let me know. If not, and you know anybody up there that did track back in the day, maybe we know some common people, but beautiful area up there. I used to go up to Lake George all the time for vacations when I was a kid. Man, I haven't been in a long time, but really like it up there. What else? Come on, what are you going to aggravate me with next? Aurora Tracy Bissett, we save money when the government is shut down. Well, that's true. And we save more money by not paying these goons to not do any work, which they're not doing anyway. So shut it down. Nobody's even going to notice. I get it, the government workers, and I know there's a few of you on here, that suffer from that. And please don't take it personal. I get that, and they should come up with something that takes care of that. And in fact, the logical thing to do, which obviously won't happen, would be to take the pay from all the Congress mooks and all the senators that aren't working, and put it towards paying you people at least somewhat. Maybe there's something to go. You just put me in charge for a day, just one day. Just give me a day. I'll fix it all. Well, I don't know. I'll probably fuck everything up even worse, but who knows? How much worse could I make it? Chris Weiner, best thing Congress can do is nothing. If I'm lagging behind your comments, I know I got a little behind with the rant, so you guys are posting stuff from 10 minutes ago, and I'm talking about it now. It kind of ends up that way sometimes when I start popping off. So just bear with me, and I'll try and get caught up. Melissa Conley, all government positions should be 2 terms only. Preach. 2 terms only. Ever. 6 years for a senator? Oh, you could do a lot of damage in 6 years. Oh, if you suck for 6 years, you can do a lot of damage. And 2 years for Congress seems stupid to me too. Because what are you going to do in 2 years? Except work for 6 months and then start campaigning for your next re-election. So that doesn't make any sense to me. There's so much doesn't make sense. There's so much ponderous bullshit with the way our government works. It just confounds me sometimes. And I don't know. I don't get it. You don't want me in charge. Forget that idea altogether. Mary Cuddy, it's about time that he stood up for himself. Talking about the boss, talking about Trump. I hope so. I hope he really did. And it seemed like he might have. It's just enough is enough already. We've been taking this bullshit for 2 years. And you know what? Fair. I'll take the investigation. If you had to look into it, I don't want Russian interference with our elections. I don't want anybody interfering with our elections. So the whole Mueller's folly Russian cahootery investigation, it was okay up to a point. It wasn't the wrong thing to do. What the wrong thing to do was make it drag out for 2.5 years, was harass the president about it. And the worst thing to do is when it's done and there was nothing there, to want to do over. Say, oh, that's bullshit and we're going to keep on. No, you're not going to keep on investigating. It's over. You lost. You were wrong. It's done. So, yes, it's definitely about time he stood up for himself. It's way past time he stood up for himself. And I hope that's what the case was here. I don't know. Donald Levesque says, but he's hiding something. Don't know what that's about. Let me know, and if I catch up with it, I hope so. Betty Hernandez, yes, get rid of Congress. Money just wasted on unworthy individuals. Melissa Conley, liberal parakeets. Aurora Tracy Bissett, they're the ones with the impeachable offenses. All over the place. Obvious ones that everybody knows about, including them. And honestly, including the more coherent of their constituents. You know it. It's just like I always say, here we go. Here comes the key word. Here comes the trigger word. It's just like you say about Hillary Clinton. Everybody knows she lied. Everybody knows she hid emails that were basically evidence in the case against her. And when I say everybody knows that, even the people who are telling you that she didn't know it. But they're telling you she didn't because that's what they have to do. Again, it always comes back. The 10 commandments of unhinged leftism. Number 1, thou shalt never, say it with me, ever in a bajillion years admit thou art wrong. Of course they're going to say Hillary never lied. Of course they're going to say, oh, we never committed any impeachable offenses. Of course they're going to say, oh, Barack Obama never had a scandal in his 8-year presidency. Are you out of your fucking head? His whole 8 years was a scandal. But you can't, they're not going to break leftist dogma and say, you're right. You're right. It was us. We fucked up. We're the ones that were doing all the criminal bullshit, and put their hands up against the wall and spread their legs so we can pat them down and lock them up and take them away to jail. That's just a not going to happen thing. So don't hype on it. I mean, don't hold your breath waiting for that to happen. Sharon Mondry, I'm slow but sure. Good evening, everyone. Welcome, Sharon. Glad you're here. Call the ambulance. Nut ward. I don't know for who, but I don't think there's enough ambulances in the house. Bill Dolan, the modern day Democratic Party is worse than the mafia. It is 1,000 times worse than the mafia because they probably got more money. They're government funded because they're funding themselves. It's the Obama crime family. And it's deeper than that. I'm sure you got Soros, you got the UN, you got a lot of other entities that are backing it and behind it. I just use the OBC, and I really want to shorten it to the OBC, but I use the Obama crime family because he was the face of it. He was the guy that was out front, and that, he was the face of the whole thing. So but I'm going to try and flip it over to OBC because just like with Alexandria Artunian Cartesio, whatever her name is, I don't like it's such a long name. So Obama crime family, we're going to try OBC. We'll see how that works, if it sticks. If not, whatever, it's not that bad. Bessie Dotson, LOLOLOL, talking to my phone and didn't see what it said. I love you, Bessie. Mary Gunny, it's scary, 2 heartbeats away. Nancy Pelosi's 2 heartbeats away from being the president of the United States is one of the most blood-chilling things I can possibly think of. Let me put that in perspective for you. If something happened and Donald Trump was no longer our president and Mike Pence was no longer our vice president and Nancy Pelosi became the president of the United States, China and Russia would probably go to war with each other to see who gets to fucking invade the United States and take us over. If that dementia-addled old bat ever became the president of the United States, that's unbelievably scary. Unbelievably scary. Could you even imagine? We'd be finished. We'd be finished. I don't even have words for it. Betty Hernandez, Pelosi's an alcoholic. She's the one who needs the intervention. She was bothering my man Rick at Rick's Cafe today. I don't know if you saw that meme. That was a rehash of an old one that I did with the circus monkey earlier. But if you didn't see that meme, I thought it was a pretty good one. The memes have been killing it lately. The last couple of weeks, you guys are sharing the hell out of them. Thank you so much for that. That's what's really making it grow. And you know what? I'm not whoring myself out on the other pages anymore, like trying to get people in. Like the invite thing is just really becoming secondary. Like you guys are making this cook. You're really making it happen by sharing that stuff. Maybe you don't realize how important that is. But if you take one of my memes or something I said and you share it with your friends or with your groups, maybe another half dozen people see that and click like, and it becomes one of those ambulances. Who's just called for an ambulance? It's not one. So again, thank you so much for doing that. It's just been explosive lately. And, it was like a year ago. I was like, all right, cool. That meme got 50 likes, and now I'm getting 500 like on a regular basis. And it's awesome on a lot of levels. Like it just makes me feel good that you guys are like digging my work, which I love you for. Thank you, and I hope I keep living up to your expectations and coming out with good stuff. And the other thing is making the site grow. Like you're really making it blow up, and by sharing them and by appreciating them, and I just can't thank you enough. So thank you all for that. Moving, Kevin Castor, we're gonna see how your physical went there. If you keep losing time and time again while having to watch your nemesis win over and over, Wouldn't you be shit-faced? You, yeah, but Nancy's been drinking for a long time. I don't think that's anything new with her. You know who's the worst one with that? And I always kind of felt bad for him. I'm not going to remember his name. The first, who was the first press secretary for Obama? That young guy with the glasses, and he seemed like a pretty good guy. Like, he just seemed like he was not a bad guy in the general scheme of things. And I always said to myself, this poor guy must go home at night and, like, shoot heroin and drink a bottle of Jack Daniels just so he can sleep at night after the shit they made him say every day in those press conferences. I can't remember his name. That guy with, like, the sandy brown hair and the glasses, he seemed like an all right guy, but... And then he left, and I was like, who could be possibly more relieved from having left a job than this poor sap? So hopefully he'll, retire and get to work on a little rehab or something to get off the heroin and the drinking. But anybody remembers his name, give it up. But yeah, I don't know. She's a mess. Lisa, Barley Spring, good evening, everyone. Hope you all have a nice, long, relaxing weekend. Got to see what I've missed. Catch the replay later. You're kind of late. We're almost like 3/4 of the way done already. Kerry Dodd, it's Memorial Day weekend. Giving thanks to those who kept me free. Awesome sentiment and way to get us off of all the other shit that's annoying me. It's one of those days where, like, it becomes just a day off for everybody, and you don't remember and reflect on where it came from. It's important, It's important that you do. It's not one of the Hallmark holidays. This holiday's got some meaning to it. And maybe we'll do something on Sunday on PCS Sunday Brunch to commemorate that. And you can give some shout-outs to people in your lives who served. And thanks to everybody who ever did and who gave, the ultimate sacrifice for the country. And we'll get into that more over the weekend. It's a good idea for PCS Sunday Brunch. D. Brewster, Bill de Blasio, as I like to call him, Diablo. I don't see that on him because it's like, that's almost kind of a cool name. Like, the devil. He's not a devil, he's just a big dummy. So I don't know if that one's going to stick, but whatever works for you. Donna Levesque, we need to see her on the ventilator. I guess you're talking about Ruthie Dead Bader Ginsburg. I'll take that. I just want to know. I want to know what's going on. And I think you should too, and you probably do. If she's dead, let's know. If she's on a ventilator, okay. If she's on a ventilator and coherent and can vote rationally on the things that a Supreme Court justice would need to vote on, I'll take that. That's okay. I mean, that's fine. But let us know. If she's in a fucking iron lung, okay. As long as she's coherent and sane and can vote properly or improperly, however, a leftist justice is going to vote. Okay, let us know. Just put a camera on her and have her wave and hold up a newspaper like with today's headlines on it. It's just peace of mind to know that all 9 of our Supreme Court justices are alive, drawing breath, somewhat coherent. Okay. Just let us know. That's all. Deborah Patera, thank you all, the servicemen and women living in past. Happy Memorial Day, everyone. Great tone. Let's get away from all these scumbags for a little while. Aubrey Morelli, proof of life. We demand it now. Michael Pinar, Chris Scalzo, are you listening tonight? I didn't see her pop on. Chris had some problems. What? You know what? It's another thing that happened this week. A lot of people seem to be suddenly having problems, like we're getting notified of the page. I know Chris is in jail on her main account, but I think she made up a backup. So I don't know if she's listening tonight. I haven't seen her name pop up or anything like that. So, Sandy Durant, I can't wait to see the left implode. You've been seeing the build up to it, like you've been seeing the setup, and just you take things like what happened this week with what the president said about enough is enough, and maybe this is it. And you hate getting your hopes up because we've been disappointed before. So approach it cautiously, but we'll enjoy the hell out of it. It's one of those things where, like, we've been talking about the last couple of weeks about, like, doing one of those watch parties or something. Like, if some shit like that blows up, I'm definitely gonna come on live. If he's doing a speech or something where he's talking about that, I'll go on and I'll do a live or I'll do a watch party or something, and we can all enjoy that together. But we'll see what happens with that. Lisa Varley Spring, the Capitol Hill pharmacist, said he was treating a few people with meds for Alzheimer's. Wonder if they have a new drug for Ruthie, but supposedly SS guy has seen her at the Supreme Court. All right, SS guy, is his name Anonymous Source? That same guy that works for CNN and MSNBC. You know, he gets around, that guy. Anonymous Source. He's like the biggest reporter they have there. So was that the guy? You know, if that was him, all right, yeah, we'll take that with a grain of salt, I guess. Chris Winery, what about the other Supreme Court justices? Would they allow that? See, that's what I'm talking about. Like, this is some deep, grievous shit. And that's what's kind of making me question. Maybe, you know, we're all freaking out over this. Look, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Like, I've said this 100 times. I'm not afraid of being wrong. I've been wrong before. I'm wrong a lot. And I'll be right here wrong. If anybody wants to come and say, hey, Dick, you were wrong, fine. Everybody's wrong from time to time. Nobody's right all the time. And if I was wrong about this, it's a big one. But, you know, things like that, like, that's a great point, man. Like, if the other Supreme Court justices are involved with this, oh, man, that's crazy. You can't run a country like that. I'm going to spend a little time on that, just like by myself, and formulate an opinion. I don't know, man. You know, it was fun joking about, well, not fun about joking about Ruthie being dead. No, I don't want her to. I said it right from the start. I really don't want Ruthie to be dead because, like, all things set aside and objectively speaking, I would hang out with Ruth Bader Ginsburg and just chill and have some drinks and listen to her. Forget about politics and forget about opinions and her stances on things. Crazy, batty little old ladies are hilarious, and they're fun to talk to. And I would sit down, and I'd put a bottle of brandy on the table and pour us around and just sit and chill with her for a couple of hours and just listen to her because it's fun. You know, I don't want Ruthie to be dead. I just want her to not be in the Supreme Court fucking everything up for everybody and just potentially compromising the whole basis and the whole system with her insanity. I don't want her to be dead. And you know what? I'm going to look into this, and we'll readdress this maybe a little bit more. Maybe she's not dead. Maybe she's alive. We could be barking up the wrong tree, but you're all going to say I sold out now, too. And I say that, and if I say that, and fuck everybody if you think that, because I didn't. But I'll research it a little, and we'll see what we come up. Al Carpenter, the booze she IBs booze is to keep her pickled from the inside, but the cadaver smell has to be hard to cover up. And that could be for either Nancy or RBG. You think Nancy's dead? I don't think. You know what? This is the thing. And I said this a long time ago, too. And you know, I stopped talking about it because we got into a million other things. But maybe they hooked up with Disney. The Imagineers from Disney. And they made some animatronic robots, like at the Hall of Presidents down in Disney World. And they got a Ruth Bader Ginsburg one. And they got a Nancy Pelosi one. Hello. And they're just like, they got them programmed to like say all the things they're supposed to say and that they want them to say. Who knows? It's just crazy. It's madness. We're in complete havoc in Washington. We need a stabilizer, and hopefully Trump's going to do all that. Betty Hernandez, I wouldn't be surprised if they're hiding Ruthie and voting on her behalf. Oh, it's just such a horrible thing, though. We can't do things like that. You can't run the government that way. It's awful. Kevin, Donald Levesque. Oh, Kevin has the cooties? You weren't around like when he was talking about that? As the story goes from Kevin himself, he had some carnal relations with Chlamydia Harris. And we don't know. I think the tests haven't come back yet. But Kevin Kester popped in. Clean bill of health. Thank you, Body Glove. All right, so Kevin's all right. So thanks for your concern, Donald Levesque. Kevin says he's good. We'll have to just take that at face value. And all right, good on him. Susan Levy, if we shut it down, we'll have to hide all the Air Force planes from the Democrats so they will go jet setting. I don't know about that, because if you remember a couple of months ago, a certain cadaverous, frail, little old drunk lady tried to get on a plane, and the commander-in-chief shut that right down, so that would be kind of hilarious to see happen again. She had lost her mind during that. God, I wish I could have been there to see that. Bessie Dotson, Glenn, you sound like my husband. He wants to do the same thing. Just give him one day. Yeah, you guys don't want me running the government. I'll fuck everything up for sure. Mona Adams, if I don't show up at work, I don't get paid. Do it too often and I don't have a job. I'm sick of Congress taking time off and paying them. Yeah, it's crazy, you know, and it's so far. When we talk about the Constitution and just like just the paperwork that they built the country upon and the job description for being in Congress and being in the Senate. And it was supposed to be a burden. It was supposed to be like, okay, here's what we're going to do. You know, we got an idea to make this country work. We want everybody from around the country, every area from the country. You got a lot of people living there. And we can't talk to all of you and see what your ideas are because that'd be stupid. And it'll take too long. So we're going to pick somebody and you pick them yourself. And you're going to take that one person and you're going to vote for that person. And you're going to send them to Washington. And you're going to tell that person, look, we like this, but we don't like this. And we want to do this, but we don't want to do that. And this is something that would help our community. And this is something that we don't want here. And you tell it all to that person. And that person is they're going to put their plow in the barn for 2 years or 6 years, whatever, 2 years for Congress. And they're going to go to Washington and they're going to represent you. And they're going to be the voice of you because it's just too ponderous to talk to everybody. And it was a great idea. Except it completely mutated into like one of the biggest criminal operations the planet has ever known. Between lobbyists and money payments and government favors and pay to play. We need a reset. We just need a reset. We need a flush, man. I don't know. I don't have the answers. Bill Dolan, Glenn was Mr. Shot Put on the track team in high school in the early 80s. That's true, man. I was a good shot putter. And I was a good hammer thrower. I was a better hammer thrower than I was a shot putter. I was actually like probably ranked in like the top 20 or so in the country in the hammer throw. I was pretty good in shot. I was pretty good in discus. I couldn't throw the javelin because I was kind of a fat guy, and that's not a fat guy event, the javelin. So thanks for the shout out on that, Bill. That was a long time ago, man. And God only knows where I got the distance runner from because my kid was like just a rock star, like top 1% of the top 1% distance runner when he was in school. And he got himself into a nice NCAA D1 program on his legs. I have no idea where that came from because like they had to like chase me around the track with a taser to get me to run 2 laps with the rest of the team at the beginning of the workout. But thanks for the shout out on that, Bill. Going back to MHS days with Bill Dolan. Mona Eves, time clocks and term limits. Stop all those outrageous benefits. We really went off on Congress today, and I think I got out everything I wanted to say. But, yeah, man, we really threw him a beating. Kevin Kessler, I'm throwing my hat in the ring for the Democratic nomination for President of the United States of America. I'm well qualified, and I'm promiscuous, so I qualify. Dude, you're in. 24, we got the Hunger Games. Did what's her name, Trans Michael Strahan from Georgia, the one that lost the governor election. I can't, because I don't need to know her name because she doesn't matter. But did she declare yet? Because then you'd be 25 and we have to knock somebody out for the Hunger Games. Or, we'll get one of those like nobody ones out, like the eating salad with a comb lady, or that one guy we only know him because he's got the same name as Fidel Castro. We'll get rid of one of them and we'll squeeze you in somehow. So I don't think you'd fit right in, I guess. You'd be a great candidate. You'd be as good as anybody else. You really would. Why not? Judy Westcott Grove, Facebook is covering up her alcoholism. I didn't watch that video, and I think we're getting late, man. We're probably going to have to close on this. I got to expand this show to longer, or I got to come up with something. Facebook is covering up her alcoholism. There's a lot of talk about that video, that it was doctored, and then people say they proved that it was doctored, and she wasn't really drunk. And I watched about 2 minutes of it, and she looked like she was fucking just slamming shots of Jack Daniels for about 2 hours before she went and got in front of the cameras. Which, geez, you'd think somebody would stop the crazy old goat from getting in front of a camera when she's wrecked like that. But anyway, off topic. But who watched that? Like, did anybody really watch that? And like I'm hearing now, yes, it was doctored, and other people saying no, it wasn't. Man, she looked like She looked like she'd been sitting in a bar all day drinking. And the 30-minute clip that I watched, it was kind of funny actually. But then I started hearing about that it was doctored, so I didn't really jump into it and post it on Planet Common Sense too much, because I don't want to put out some phony ass shit like that. I made a couple of memes because we're just having fun, and it says right on the front page, entertainment website, not news website. So but it's a credibility issue. So like, if it was proven that video was like doctored up, which is fucking hilarious, by the way, whoever did that, kudos to you, because that was hilarious. But like, it's a credibility thing, and I don't want to put up something and have to say, all right, yeah, well, I got duped too. But let me know about that in the comments, and I'm gonna catch a couple more scrolls here. Triana Buckley Adkins, your memes are crazy funny. Thank you, my love. Thank you so much for saying that. I appreciate it. Rich Page shared. Just another thing too, and it's stupid to say now, I should have said it at the beginning, but you can share this live broadcast as well. I'm pretty sure there's a button right there. If you look at I don't even know where it is, because I don't have the same screen as you guys, but somewhere on your screen it says share. And you click share, and you can share the live broadcast with your friends, and we'll bump this up a little bit too. And I'm sure that freaking little dope Beto Betty had a rally somewhere, or somebody, or de Blasio had a rally somewhere and got 50 or 60 people at it. And it'd be really nice to beat them again, because that was a lot of fun. So you can share this too, folks. That's the extent of my pimping for the evening. We got one or two more. Deborah Terra watching James on Jeopardy. He's up to 1.9 million. Why are you watching other stuff? You're supposed to be watching this. Michael Pinard, did Nader pass out again? I hear a lot of ambulances. Gavin Kester, my bad. I thought you might like a White Plains sound effect of ambulance. Donald Levesque's married to a newswoman, that guy for Obama. Yeah, what was his name? Oh, it's not coming to me. I'll look it up later. But Judy, Westcott Grove, wear your belt in your armpits and you pass out. You guys are the best, man. I could do this whole show just reading the shit you guys say and not have to say a word. And that's what makes it all happen. And that's what makes it all worthwhile. So we could start wrapping it up. I think we're an hour in. If I keep going, they're going to cut it off in an hour and a half, and I'm not going that long. I got to get my clothes out of the dryer and go home and get some food in my belly and start catching up on everything else. But once again, thank you all for coming out on your Friday night, getting ready to groove on into the weekend with your PCS family here on PCS Laundry Live. I love each and every one of you. Thanks for your support of Planet Common Sense on Facebook. Watch out for the t-shirts in a couple of weeks. You can still buy the book, Thoughts from the Real by Glenn Hazelwood, on Amazon, $3.99. It's a fun read. I'm not going crazy hyping that, but it's out there if you want to look it up. And if anybody asks, I'll post a link later. What else we got? Anything? Big thanks to Trumplicans, Political Pylon, all the groups we interact with. Renegade Renee, I'm glad I remembered to say you, because if you're listening, I'm gonna send you another. I'm gonna join the group again, because I'm on a different profile right now, and I'm not joined up with your group. But anybody out there, go check out Renee's page, Renegade Renee. So shout out to all you people. Everybody, enjoy the hell out of your nice long Memorial Day weekend. We're gonna have a great PCS Sunday brunch for Memorial Day. Everybody, hope you get good weather, and thank you again for being here. I love each and every one of you, and I am out.